I mean, the other
Hi,
thing
everyone.
we could do, you could just kind of, we could start talking and then kind of look at it and see if we get a response from Connor and stuff in the meantime. Give it because we gotta give it a second to
and
get itself sorted.
I can't seem to watch the stream. Well, I can.
It's all right. We've got it. Yep, I've got it going. All right. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. It took us. We're still figuring it out. Our resident discotheque, as they call themselves, is out tonight, so we're figuring it out as we go. And it looks like we don't quite have visuals yet, but you can hear us, which is the important part. Yeah, so welcome to this little hangout recap thingamajig of last week's game, because, of course, technical difficulties happened last week, too. We're figuring it out, guys. It's fine. We're going to be okay. But, just a little refresher.
First time. It's all of our first time. So.
Exactly. Aw, our streaming cherries. So again, my name is Riley. I use he or they pronouns, and I play Leo.
So, my name is Jessica. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Maka.
Hello, I am Salzy. I play a dragonborn druid of the same name, and I use he, they pronouns.
And of course, we have our lovely DM who is working through our technical difficulties for us right now. And that is DM Cheese. They put together this whole entire world for us, and we love them very much. And
sure do. And they did all the art. So all of the beautiful artwork that you see on there, that is all our delightful cheese.
Aww. Guys, you're gonna make me candy. Don't make me cry on stream. Stop it. But I think I figured it out. So hold up.
Right.
Give it a minute. Try to refresh the page. See what happened. Please. For the love of cheese.
I've just got bad connection tonight, so I keep losing it, but that's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I got a notification from my app. That's so fun that we're live.
Fun. It is cute.
Sorry, I get excited over my small things.
Yeah, it's fun. It's exciting. We're new to this. We're having fun as we go and figuring it out. And yeah, that's all right. Do you want me to do the summary or the recap while you?
Yeah, I was going to do it, but I'm still trying to figure this out. If you want to go ahead and catch everybody up on what's happening here,
okay,
that would be fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about this. I'm still figuring it out. I think I've almost got it, but
you are totally good.
Pull up my recap thingy. Yeah, so last we left off, if I can get my... Nope, that's not the right thing! There it is. Okay, so last we left off, the party was exploring the Sensum Republic, the land of metallic dragonborns and the home of Zalzi. And they had been searching for platinum dragon scales to collect 100 of them for their friend Darla, an enchanter back in Hisar, the country where they all met. And on their travels, they arrived in the main island at a temple to Bahamut and were welcomed gracefully as friends and members of the Bloodhunter Order. And they set off out onto some other little islands to do some exploring and look for some ether pools, which is a substance they've been very interested in, as it has connections to some of their gods and their magic. And yeah, just went out to do some exploring. So at the first island, they found some scales and then some, a whole dragon that had, it was like opal scales, like white, iridescent, beautiful dragon that was not very happy to see them there on an island where its nest was. Thankfully, they did not get murdered
I see
immediately.
us.
Yes, they did not get murdered immediately and were told to leave, which they promptly did. So that was where we started off last session, where we jumped in with them heading to their next little island. And, as they leave the island, the captain is a little bit concerned, seeing this massive dragon sitting on the beach watching them leave to make sure they actually do leave. So they explain to her, Captain Pemrose, exactly what happened, and she's concerned. Her biggest concern, I think, was that she didn't want the party to die because that requires a lot of paperwork. But, we tipped her well, so she's fine. Zalzi is a little bit out of it still. He's kind of shaken by a vision he received while drinking some ether at the previous island. He received a vision of a large platinum dragon that said that he was under their protection now. So, as they arrive at the next island, it's about 10 minutes away. As they pull in, they spot a cave and a cliffside on another shore. It looks like the cliff has kind of fallen down a little bit, like it's been cleaved in two, revealing this cave. But they pull around to the other side onto a beach. And Emerald says that she'll check in on them a little more often this time because she waited an hour last time and that didn't turn out too well. So as they pull in, they see that the sand at this beach is kind of made of a strange material. It almost looks like granules of quartz, and it sticks together in a weird way when compressed. Both Maka and Leo immediately go to studying it, taking notes, collecting some, and always trying to help with the scientific process. Disco determines that this sand does indeed taste like sand. So as they leave the beach, each of them having collected some of the sand, they go through the foliage and head to the cliffside, knowing that at the last island they stopped at, they found a good amount of platinum scales wrapped in the roots and just scattered around in the foliage. So along the way, Maka and Zalzi managed to collect a good number of platinum dragon scales. I think my numbers are correct. They got 10 regular-sized ones and 3 large ones. And there's a car alarm going off in the background. I hope you can hear that. They stopped to think and they realized we don't really know if the large ones are worth anything more. So they, using some sending bracelets, I think they're called, bracelets that have unlimited uses for the sending spell that are directly connected to their friend Darla. They call her up and ask her if they are worth anything more. And hearing this news, Darla is very excited. Very excited. She said she will inspect them when we return, and depending on how much they're worth, she could potentially give us a bonus, a better discount, even, help pay off some of our debt or get some other goods in exchange. So we collect 10 regular-sized ones, 3 large ones, and as they walk through the foliage, they arrive at the cave, and they carefully walk along a broken cliff edge to reach the opening. Leo summons his owl familiar Penelope and sends her in to investigate. And through Penelope's eyes, he sees the tunnel goes in a little ways, but then opens up into a cavern. It seems to be partially natural and partially man-made, with a table, some broken glass, and what appears to be a broken statue resting on the ground. And they also see markings along the walls and weird runic shapes, some symbols next to a stone door that may be language, but he can't make it out. And the room appears to be abandoned and probably has been for some time. So Leo brings Penelope back and the group carefully enters the room. As they investigate further, getting their hands Getting hands-on and looking around a little bit more, they find a few strange things. Firstly, Disco notices a symbol on the ceiling. It is very similar to the one on the back of their jacket, which is Maldok's symbol. Leo finds a blood red and purple dragon scale, which is very large and very sharp, embedded in the wall. And Maka, inspecting the statue, finds that the face is very familiar. It is Dionea's face. But at this point, it is probably not depicting Dionea, but Hanali, the goddess that she was in a previous life, I suppose. So, after finding these strange objects and markings and determining that this has more to do with some of their friends or companions, their associates, than they might have thought. Yeah, don't know if we can say friends quite yet. Right, Maka?
Depends on the day.
Right. So Leo and Maka go to look at the writing by the door, and they find that it's in a language they don't recognize and might not even be a language at all. It seems like it predates language in a way. And it more resembles symbols and some arcane runes in a way. Leo summons some magic in his hand and presses it to the symbols. And there seems to be a reaction in the room. There's a slight gold glow around, and his handprint stays there, glowing in gold, for just a moment before it fades. They call over Disco, and then next both Leo and Disco do the same thing. They use magic on the wall, Disco licking it, because why not? So this time when they do it, their handprints stay, and Leo's is gold and Disco's is red, and parts of the room light up in the same colors. But nothing really happens. So as a next step, all four of them then cast a spell on the stone door. Leo's magic lights up gold, Disco's lights up red, Maka's teal, and Zalzi's purple. Maka realizes that these colors are familiar. Earlier, the party had obtained a magical gem from a goose, and this magical gem changed color depending on who was holding it. The colors that the gem turned matched the color of each person's magic in this room. As they pull their hands away, the door opens, pulled open by some almost sentient vines attached to it that are now glowing with the same magic. Disco and Maka immediately head into the next room, while Leo and Zalzi stay by the door, just in case it closes. The two find a very intricate mechanism in there. There's a tall spire hanging from the ceiling, connected to a series of gears and wheels, and is resting above a platform. Maka sees intricate carvings all around, and to her surprise, she recognizes some of them. They appear to be very old versions of the symbols of the Blood Hunter orders: Profane Soul, Ghost Slayer, Lycan, and Mutant. At the end of the gears, there is a small slot. Knowing the Blood Hunter way, Maka slices her hand and puts her hand in the slot, letting her blood drip down. The gears activate just slightly, but there's no real movement in the mechanism. Leo, watching from the doorway, has an idea and pulls something out from under his shirt. On a chain is a ring, a graduation ring of the Ghost Slayer Order, gifted to him by Olette, a member of the order he had recently gotten close to at their previous visits to the library, and a man who Maka just so happens to despise. Reluctantly, Maka takes the ring and puts it on, and tries again. The gears turn a little bit more, but not quite enough. They eventually realize, with a little help from the DM, that they need to use the large red scale that they had found in the previous room. So Maka uses the scale to slice her hand once again, puts her hand and the ring and her blood in the slot, and the gears all activate. The spire rotates, and the symbols begin to light up around the room. Maka and Leo frantically try to copy down the arcane symbols as they appear, but both are left shocked at two realizations. One, Leo realizes that these symbols are definitely necromantic in nature. And two, they both realize that the symbols that are appearing form the shape of a skull. And the runes are intertwined with writing in deep speech. As the gears continue to turn, a well opens up beneath the platform, and it begins to fill with ether. Not normal ether like they had seen at the pools before, but with a bright teal color, and it's much clearer. And they recognize this as distilled ether, known to be much more powerful. Wisps begin to fill the room, but the party had seen similar ones near Sehnein's pools, and they know that they're not harmful if you don't bother them, so they let them be. Disco, knowing the effects of drinking the ether, eagerly leans over the edge and starts to drink, sticking their head right in. And
That's how Disco science.
Because that's how Disco, if there's one thing we've learned about this episode, is that Disco explores the world with their mouth. It's a fact. They're like a baby. And we love that for them. Anyways, as they drink, with the effects of the ether, a memory is brought to them. All 4 of the Bloodhunter Lords, looking much younger, stand around the pool. In the pool, however, is a much older-looking Maldok in his elven form. He looks frail and is holding a body with distinct red hair, not moving. He cries and he holds her, and the lords pull him away. And they begin an intricate ritual, at the end of which the body stirs. They see Dionea sitting up, looking around and saying, "Who are you? What is happening?" And the memory ends. Maka is prepared to drink next, but Leo, being the only one who has not consumed ether yet, is hesitant. He asks Zalzi, and Zalzi explains to him what it does, but cautions that it can be an overwhelming experience. But Maka and Leo drink simultaneously and enter the memory. They see the same thing Disco saw, except strangely, they also see each other there. So they watch through the same scene, Dionea being resurrected, and the memory ends. But instead of it fading completely, it's replaced by a new one. They see a younger version of Tillian, Maka's best friend and former boss, entering the room, followed by Olette and 2 other bloodhunters they don't recognize. Tillian and Olette explore the room and then embrace in excitement before Olette goes to the same slot and activates the mechanism, wearing the same ring he gifted Leo. The mechanism starts, and the memory fades. Shaken, Leo takes a moment to process, but Maka just takes the ring off, drops it in his lap, and leaves the room. Disco immediately begins scraping up some dried blood from the floors, blood that likely belonged to Hanali. And after a minute, Maldok appears at the door. They seem sad, especially that the party has found this place, and they seem sad to be returning. The group asks him about the memories. He says the ether only shows you memories of people you're familiar with, and that's probably why they saw those memories in particular. He then grabs a wisp and explains that they hold memories too. Maldok guides the party back to the next room, grabbing Maka along the way, where one more wisp has appeared. A gold one, hovering right over Hanali's statue. Maldok says that this is what's left of her. Leo gently grabs the wisp and is immediately overcome with emotion. Pure sadness and longing fill him, and tears begin running down his face as he begins to glow from his eyes and his freckles. After a moment, Maldok puts their hands on the wisp as well, and takes some of the burden of the emotions. Leo pulls the wisp away from Maldok and then lets it go. He wipes his tears and asks Maldok if that's truly what they want, to return those feelings to her. And Maldok explains that he just wants her whole again, that they think something is wrong and that she is missing part of herself. Leo counters, demanding who they are that they think they can decide that. Maka jumps in, asking them why either of them think that they should get to make that choice for her. Maldok explains that they are just trying to help and that Dionea had hundreds of students before, all of whom had refused their help and therefore failed. Maka continues to argue that they should just give all of the information to Dionea, but the other two are more interested in arguing with each other. So, while they continue to fight and trade insults, the Wisp wanders over to Disco and inspects them curiously. It seems to be drawn to the notebook in Disco's pack, a gift from Dionea. Then suddenly, Hanali's face forms in the Wisp, and Disco reaches out to pet her head. As they do, the full ethereal form of Hanali appears. She inspects Disco some more, then moves to Zalzi and inspects him, then makes her way to Maka. Maka looks at the Wisp in awe, and the argument pauses momentarily, and the two of them share a moment. Hanali then moves to Leo, who asks her if she would like to return. She nods sadly before moving on to Maldok and giving them a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Emotional, Maldok says they had never planned on returning here because it was too hard to see Hanali like this. But they came because they thought that perhaps this was the group who would listen to them and make it right. Of course, the fight starts back up again. Of course. I really wish. It's so sad. The drama, the anger, the angst, it was
so much drama, so much sass.
Yes, there's some good sass. Don't worry, there's more to come. There's always more to come. But Leo eventually storms out of the room, and Maka is quick to follow. Disco takes a moment to comfort Maldok. Did I say Maldok? Maka's quick to follow. Leo storms out, then Maka storms out. Then Disco talks to Maldok and tells them that maybe it's time to let go. Change is in their nature, and they seem to be holding on to this pretty tightly. Despite them being the one to cause it, Disco says they don't necessarily have to be the one to fix it. Maldok sighs, and they all decide to get out of there and says something will be returning soon. As they make their exit, the Wisp seems to follow Disco, and they go back inside and leave their coat by the statue to make her a little bed. The party then exits, just in time, as they see a very large red dragon, the same color as the scale, flying towards the cave. And that's where we sit. Oh my goodness, yeah, that was a lot.
A lot went down. A lot went down.
Yes. Oh, we have our images up. Good job, Cheese.
That's why I said I see us.
Oh, you did?
I bursted out randomly, like mid.
Oh.
At what point?
So, yes, that is our
I figured it out.
recap. Woo! Figured out technology.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I will go ahead and so that's a recap. What else are we gonna do? Sorry.
So now, yeah, you're yep, so that was just our little impromptu recap, kind of thrown together because technology and we're figuring it out. Hopefully we will be getting together a slightly better, more put together version, recorded and up for everyone at some point. Probably put that on our YouTube channel, most likely. But now we have some questions from our lovely absent Disco. They put together a couple of questions, just things that they were curious about and ways to get us started in conversation. So, the first one is a question, kind of just a generic question, probably for Cheese. So there was a crumbled statue of Dionea. Has she been worshipped in the past? And is she well known? Up to you how much of the Dionea Hanali lore you wish to share at this moment.
All things considered, she definitely was a very well-known deity for a very long time. She got around, if you know what I mean. She was everywhere. She traveled everywhere, especially when her and Maldoc were, on their extended honeymoon suite, thousands of years ago. Yeah, she definitely made a name for herself. She was worshipped. She was worshipped right alongside her over deity, as I will say. Yeah, she was very welcome. She had quite a few temples and would constantly go and spread word of herself and who she represented. Yeah.
And who and what did she represent?
She originally was the aspect of Soon, who is the over deity of beauty and culture. Good stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All right. Next question is for Maka.
Oh, no.
So Disco asked Maka for a journal that they started scraping blood into. What is that journal? Is it significant, and is it normal to scrape dried blood into it?
It's a blood storage journal. So that they can clone everything. No. It is their friendship journal. They found some, went on a shopping spree and found some just, in the clearance section, found some nice paper, but it was like super colorfully dyed, and none of the wizards wanted it, and neither Disco or Maka could understand why. So they bought it to make a friendship journal out of. And that is their special little thing, writing to each other. Hasn't been used much, but apparently it's also being used for science experiments, because this is Disco and that is how they do their science experiments. If they don't lick it, they take scrapings of it.
They collect it. At least they didn't lick the blood.
It's true.
Yeah, and it does truly pain Leo that you all have a friendship journal made with tie-dyed arcane quality paper.
It could be used for a spell book, but it's being used for dried up blood that they found in a temple. This is the energy that Disco and Maka have together.
It really is. It's a time.
Also, I have to say, this description of Maka is the best ever. Fairly dissociating always. Like, that's perfect.
Oh, yes.
That is her in a nutshell.
Are we at 2 or 3 or 4? 3 or 4, something like that by now? At least.
At least.
Pretty sure.
Once was definitely at least 3, if not 4 or 5.
All right. Next question. Unless you have something else about the journal? Anything? Nope. Okay. Leo pulled out a ring when they were trying to activate the console in the center of the chamber, and Maka seemed to recognize it. What is the ring? Do you want to take this one, or do you want me to?
Can take it unless, and then cheese if you want to add in any other Bloodhunter lore. I can at least say what the significance of the ring is.
Go for it. Do it.
So, all the Bloodhunters, it's basically a class ring, but it's more special. It's like more significant than that. It's like kind of a symbol of graduation. So it is something that Maka is working on and doing her thesis project, so to speak. So she does not have this ring yet, but it is basically a signet ring signifying you got to a certain level of blood hunterness.
Blood hunterness.
Oh my goodness.
Anything to add, Cheese?
I will say that it does carry a lot of weight to it. Specifically in the sense that it is really hard to obtain. It's a rare commodity, and really only those who truly do succeed in their programs and drive themselves and study hard, work hard, take on dangerous missions, and really prove themselves along with keeping up with their studies are the ones who earn those.
So it's not like a normal class, or anyone
No.
order it from Jostens.
No.
Yeah, Jostens sponsor us.
The amount of emails that I get from them.
No, it's definitely like when you graduate as a blood hunter, it's like a whole ceremony that the lords put on for each of their classes. And it's a big deal. Like graduation day happens very rarely.
It's a little more intense than like a wizard or bard school's type of graduation.
Yeah.
Not to downplay those schools, but like blood hunters can't do anything like simple.
Because the way the blood hunter orders are structured, it is a self-taught program. So you go at your own pace with all of the resources and everything else. So you don't really have a specific like timeline in order to obtain certification as a blood hunter, as an officiate of the blood hunter order, and specifically to which one you are designated to per chosen path. It's definitely very freeform. So earning one of those it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of skill.
How many times was the scientific method used? A trial and error, let's see. Getting your variables, having your... Oh man, I can't remember all the words anymore. I'm better than this. Your constants and your variables. Well, Disco knew what their mouth tasted like before they had the sand in it, and then they tasted the sand and it tasted different, so there's one.
How many times?
Like that you're getting super literal with it.
We did trial and error. We did one variable at a time with the slot thing, so at least two.
We did it with the pool too, technically, because it was like Disco went first, and then like Leo.
Disco went
everybody
first.
did a different method because Disco dunked their whole head in. Leo just sipped it out of his cappuccino cup.
Yep.
And Maka just completely immersed herself in it. She just sat right in the pool.
And we all found the same effects. So hey, science, man.
Indeed. And even when you guys were on the island, Zalzi was very gentle and just took a little handful sip of it.
Yeah.
We all have our different testing methods, and they all got similar results. So
So yeah, if they're replicable results, it's a good experiment.
Indeed. Indeed. I definitely You realize there's a question that popped up in chat already. I was like, wait, we're in the middle of talking about blood hunter stuff. Why the fuck are you talking about scientific experiments?
Because it's science.
I was like, wait a second, what?
how long have we been playing together? We've been playing together since December. We started, well, we all met in, definitely in a Critical Role ship Discord, a Rare Bird Discord server, except for Zalzi, he joined later. But that's where we met, and Cheese came in and said, hey, I have an idea. I want to do a homebrew campaign. I've been planning it. Who wants to be in it? And we were like, me, please, me.
I'm pretty sure I was fighting people off to make sure that I could get a spot.
So,
or I would have, but
yeah. So I think we started we started getting the campaign together probably last October, and took a couple months, created our characters, got the world figured out, and then started in December. And we've been playing roughly weekly since then.
12/21/2020.
Aww.
That's our date.
That's our birthday.
That's the birthday of the Yondurian Misfits.
Cuties.
Yeah, because we are on technically.
We are. Last one was 23?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't include the negative. We had, I think
right.
I
We
them.
We did do some pre-sessions, like 4.
We didn't just do a a session 0. We did like session -1 through 5, and then a session 0.
Yeah. Because
we couldn't stop.
yeah.
So we're at probably total 26 or 27 games together.
Yeah. Next week when we get together again is going to be session 26.
26?
Yes,
including the negative ones.
No,
that is total. That is total.
Is it? I might be wrong in my notebook then. Whoopsies.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, are we counting this week?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Next week is session 25.
Next week is session 25?
Yep.
Last week was 24.
Yep.
Okay. My math was wrong.
All good.
You can get math.
All right. Next.
Never be the.
Oh, whoa. We're losing you, Cheese. Or is that me? Oh. Am I cutting out? Or is Cheese?
No, it's just a little lag. It's all good.
Oh, yeah, I'm running a lot right now. I wouldn't be surprised if I do lag out just a little bit. My computer is pushing hard, but it's doing a good job. It's keeping up.
Okay.
It's doing a good job. It's running a lot of I'm pushing that graphics card to the max right now.
All right.
Hey, we have a follower. Hooray!
Nice. That's exciting.
Wow.
Welcome.
Here comes the subscriber. Hello, friend. Welcome. I'm do the whole thing.
Okay. Huh?
We do be out here being distracted.
All right. Next disco question. Back to the ring again.
Ooh.
Is Leo aware of the significance of the ring? What inspired him to hold on to it after receiving it?
Oh.
So, Leo's not quite aware of the full significance. He knows that it's, an important symbol of the Blood Hunter Order, but doesn't quite know all of it. And he had an idea that it had some power beyond just being a ring. The fact that it was able to activate this mechanism, there's something definitely significant about it in that way. And he had suspicions, but didn't really know. And what inspired him to hold on to it? It was a gift from Olette, and yeah, they've become close. They're good friends. They're something. So yeah, it was important to him, and he's gonna hold on to it. Okay, so the ring is related to the Blood Hunter Order, as is the chamber. Zalzi, you are the one with the least amount of experience regarding the Blood Hunters. What are your feelings about them and the Order as a whole? And how do you feel about these weird connections that we've been finding?
Pretty confused. There's been a lot of drama going on. It's all pretty complex seeming for one small brain to handle. Just kind of hanging in there.
Just coping.
Yeah. I would consider Maka to be a friend, so I don't have a negative view of the Blood Hunters, even though it sounds a bit spooky, but I've got a buddy who's not, evil, so it's fine.
He doesn't always mean bad.
Yeah. And yeah, how are you feeling about finding this weird room that we're just exploring, and all of a sudden it has this weird connection to your home?
It's I'm not really sure how to say. I mean, the whole time just kind of standing there a bit speechless, a bit what the hell.
Just try to keep up.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, a lot. Obviously, they know nothing of this family drama going on.
It's true.
Yeah, and we do know that the Sensum Republic and the Blood Hunter Order are in good standing with each other, so
yeah,
that's good at least. It's not, the Blood Hunters being users of blood magic and hemocraft. They're not accepted everywhere in the world, but it seems like the Sensum Republic welcomes them pretty openly.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
No, you're okay. It's we know there's so much to take in, and you came in the middle of the most dramatic.
Technically, Zalzi's experience with the Blood Hunters has been sleeping there for one night in Maka's dorm room that she forgot about until the last night they spent there.
Yes. How long ago did you join us? 2 months or so?
I think so. It was definitely more than a month ago.
Mm-hmm. I guess probably a little more than 2 months because we took a couple of weeks off and.
True.
Yeah. But yeah, Zalzi's
2 months, 2.5.
A more recent addition of our little family.
I am very new to D&D, so bear with me. I am trying my best.
Yeah. I will be back in a moment. I'm getting
Have fun, be safe. Okay. Next
Don't
question is
ahead.
about Muldock, so you're good. Alright, for Cheese. We are now aware that Muldock is able to create entire races, but is not technically a god. Is Muldock someone who is more familiar with mortality or with immortality? Where do they play? What the hell, Disco? Where do they place themselves on the hierarchy of existence? That is Wow. That's a deep question.
I read that and I am so excited for this. I've been thinking
Oh?
about it nonstop since I got off of work. When I
Oh,
saw
do
it, I was like,
tell.
oh yes.
Ooh.
Do
Oh yes,
tell.
this is so exciting. Mostly because Malduck is so interesting because they still really don't entirely know what they are. They're just kind of existence. They don't really have a hierarchy because they don't exist within one. They go wherever they please. He does whatever he wants. It just exists exactly how he wants to. There is no construct. There is no he doesn't have rules that he lives by, and he hasn't for a very long time. It wasn't until he had a physical form and realized that he had to live in a mortal sense of existence that he's kind of figured out, oh shit, there is stuff that I can't do. Oops. And
Big oof.
yeah, so nobody has figured out what he is. He just is the embodiment of chaos, and that's all they know about him. They saw what he could do. They watched him level oceans and create mountains and cause destruction in the wake of that. But at the same time was able to spring forth creations and life and interest and all kinds of stuff that normal deities, unless it's their domain, they can't do. Like, Sehanine had created the moon elves, the silver elves, but had done so within her own domain. So obviously they were nighttime elves. They were most awake and, most available when it was nighttime, during the moon, during the full moon. They practiced magic under that cycle and had done so peacefully for hundreds of years. But that was because she created it with that image in mind. Same thing, Coralon creating the sun elves as an opposite to that, to which they were meant to work together. So the sun elves would be awake during the day and the moon elves would be awake during the nighttime, and they could keep a consistent cycle of safety within their own borders. But Maldoc creating something so unique as what the Verdant are. And they look nothing like him. Like, not even close. It's weird, and nobody knows why. I know why, but I'm not going to tell you guys why. So you have to figure that out on your own.
Oh no.
But nobody else knows why he's like that. It's just very weird. He's a weird construct, force of nature. I don't even know how to describe it. Just a force of chaos.
Nifty.
Oh yes. Oh, I'm sure you guys are writing all of this down and listening in.
All the lore drops, the weirdness.
The weirdness.
All right. A little bit back to Zalzi now, just on some impressions, because you obviously are still figuring out everything, all the history that we've learned, and, you know, all the interactions we've had with these people, just based on impressions, what do you think of Maldok?
This is a good question. It's kind of hard to say. I mean,
Still figuring it out in a way?
still kind of figuring it out. It's like I mentioned before. There's like a lot of family-ish drama kind of stuff going on. So it's mostly just watching from the sides as shit goes on. So it's kind of hard to get a full perspective of how they are, especially with what had just happened.
Yeah, that was a big fight.
A little awkward sitting in the back, just kind of trying not to see this.
But do they seem like you're not at a point where you can make a judgment on them either way? You don't immediately trust them or immediately distrust them?
Yeah, it's pretty neutral. It's much easier to form a judgment when, like, you've talked to this person and not just kind of watched from the sidelines.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right now, with what's going on, I don't know if this is the right way to describe it, but it almost seems like I wouldn't say a bias, but you're only seeing, like, I don't know,
the one side that they're showing in the middle of this fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's hard to get a full judgment call when this is just what you've seen. Like, you try to stay a bit neutral on it because you know that you personally don't know this person.
Wow, you might be the one person in this group. Maybe Disco. I don't know. I feel like we all kind of make snap judgments pretty quickly. We all have opinions and we stick to them. So it's nice to have that sort of dynamic of someone saying, "Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let's take a moment and take this in and think about it before we just pick a side immediately."
Yeah. Despite being an emotional person, they could also like stop and be like, hold on, slow down. I've seen how this could go.
And because I feel like Maka will make judgments, but when she takes that second to stop and slow down, that's when she'll actually think about it and be like, wait a minute. But it takes her a second to do that, whereas Elsie's kind of like that from the start.
Right. Yeah, so it'll be interesting how that sort of dynamic plays out if we have a person like that in the party. It'll be fun. All right.
We do have a question in the chat. Do
yes,
you want to
take that? Yeah, you
sure.
Go ahead.
Are these dragon scales like a common commodity, or are they sort of like a rare sort of magical ingredient or tool? So basically, like, why are we doing this expedition for the scales? Is this a big deal, or?
Cheese, you want to take this, or do you want me to? Have we lost Cheese? Oh. There you are.
I
you
will.
are.
Okay.
So
There you
far away. Here I am.
You made your way.
There I go. Making my way downtown. Cool. Making my way. Yeah, no, yeah, so dragon scales are not necessarily. Certain scales are common and certain scales are very uncommon. The ones that the group are hunting down in particular right now, the platinum dragon scales are pretty hard to come by at the source. Obviously, walking up to a platinum dragonborn and asking them for their, scales and skin essentially is kind of weird. But the Sensum Republic does allow people with appropriate documentation as to avoid poachers, which have become a problem in the past couple of years. With correct documentation approvals through them and affiliated organizations, I don't want to call them bounty hunters, but in a sense, that's what they are. As well as other arcane studiers, purveyors of magic, stuff like that. If they have those correct documents, are allowed to come to the Sensum Republic and hunt freely for shed scales. Even though the group is finding them at a successful rate, it is because they received insider information from somebody else about where to look to find the best results. Most of the main islands, the main trio of islands that make up the Sensum Republic, have been pretty picked clean by poachers, people over decades who have come here, who have just, tourists that have come by and picked a couple of them up as souvenirs. And they've kind of been spread all over the globe. But as far as platinum dragon scales, they're still rare enough that not a lot of people have access to them or know where to find them.
And what are the uses? Yeah, why does Darla want us to get these for her?
Mostly because they do make really good scale mail armor, but because they're easy to enchant. So she can take these scales, make really impressive armor, weaponry, tools, anything like that out of them and enchant them really easily and then turn it around and make a huge profit off of it because it's a rare commodity. But the reason she is doing it is because she already has a commission in place for a specific set of armor out of the scales. So she's going to be making scale mail with a very powerful enchantment on it.
I don't think we knew that.
We did not.
We did not know that. Oh, I wonder who it's for.
Somebody in the government, probably.
Probably, yeah.
A fancy, snobby rich person. But yeah.
50.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, chat, feel free to keep sending in questions. Otherwise, we have other ones that we can keep.
I just thought of a question.
Ask your question.
Did Leo, because Disco can't answer this because they're not here, but
yeah.
Did Leo name his fairy dragon?
No. Yes. We did in game. What was his name? I think it was Alfred. I think I named him Alfred.
I think so.
I think that was it.
You named him
So we've got Alfred.
I think I named it. So, yeah, this wasn't explained in our summary. This island is inhabited, and a lot of the world, actually, I think we realized, is inhabited by these little fairy dragons that are kind of, they're just pigeons, basically.
They're fancy pigeons.
They're fancy pigeons, but they're really cute. And because we are warm-blooded creatures on this island full of dragonborn with not very comfy scales, a couple of them have found their homes inside of Maka, Leo, and Disco's clothing, under their shirts, in their hair, just because we're something warm and comfy to sit on. So yes, Leo's is Alfred, I believe. What is Maka's?
Hers is named Morrigan.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh,
Of course it is.
that's so cute. I don't remember what Disco named theirs.
Remember if we name? Yeah, I don't know if
I
they ever said in game because I have never said in game. I just kind of
no.
come up with it.
But yeah, I feel like if I may answer for Disco, I feel like Disco would probably ask it what its name was, and so its name would just be that weird like gargling noise that I can't do.
No, they're not animals, are they? They don't count as animals.
No, I think we talked about that.
The ring that allows her to see animals, but
yeah, they're not.
So she wouldn't have been able to ask it technically, because Maka technically probably would have too. But
she has
Disco definitely would have chirped.
Speech. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. And you may answer this about whomever you wish, whether it be all of us or one of your NPCs. But I'm curious, because I've been thinking about this for myself lately. In what ways have your characters surprised you? In what ways did you like go into the game expecting them to be one way or react in one way, and they did something completely different, and you're just like, wow, I have no control anymore?
I will say the one that has surprised me the most has been Tillian, because I knew I wanted him to very much so be this, I am a punk ass, badass, I know what I'm doing, I know what I want in life, kind of personality. And he's very full of himself, very sure of himself. And having the connection that he did with Maka, it changed how I thought about him. And I wasn't really sure that a lot of his past was going to come out either. But now that it has, in a sense, he hasn't admitted to it fully, but it's kind of caught up with him in a way that definitely changed his character long before I was ready. Actually, much sooner than I was really ready for it too, because I did not think that he was going to go through that impactful of a moment when he did. But it's so strange because outside of game, it's not something that I really think about because I already know what he's doing in the world. Because, all of my NPCs live rent-free in my head. Little sim wives. That's what they go and do. Which I think is absolutely hilarious.
Tillian.
Oh, Tillian, indeed. What a bastard man that he is. But also incredibly tendy. The one I'm most excited for to see change is going to be Ballo.
Oh, Ballo? Why? No, he's perfect the way he is.
No.
No?
You just have to see.
Okay.
As far as you guys, when you gave me your original character concepts, I loved it, and I had an expectation for what they would all be like. And for the most part, that expectation was met. And in the past couple of weeks with this arc, they have been exceeded beyond any kind of reason that what the fuck? I really want to just step back from it and go like, I guess we're doing this, okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is who we are.
This is really who they are. Oh god, throw away the character sheets. I don't need that anymore. I'm just going with it now. Just rolling with the punches because I can't predict shit anymore.
The true DM experience.
Just crumpled all of them up and just throw them in the garbage can because it just was not worth it.
That is very fair.
I can't wait to see what Zalzi is going to be like, because we've got a very shy version of his personality right now, and one that is very closed off and not ready to be super duper open yet. And I do understand why, but it's just interesting to see how that's going to pan out, and I can't wait for him to like really come into himself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is baby steps right now, but I'm excited to
Oh,
see where
yes.
it goes.
Definitely.
I am also excited.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, my only worry that right now, just because it's so early on in it, I'm just worried that my character may feel like a bit of cardboard, since, you know, they're not really super connected with all the family drama coming on, so it's a bit hard to like form opinions on people you don't know.
Perfectly
Yeah.
valid, and that's actually honestly probably the better thing for him to do right now than try and get himself involved and try and take sides.
Yeah.
Because until that, there's no winning if you take sides right now. You are better off staying out of it.
Right.
Like from a meta perspective. Like,
Yeah.
Zalzi is perfect the way he is in this situation right now.
Just staying in their lane.
Exactly.
Right. But there's also, you know, the drive to get involved, because it's an interactive game, and yeah, we know that, and I don't know, it's
I feel like
obviously-
once. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you.
Okay. I feel like once Zalzi finds out more, like as he learns more of everything that's been going on, like the relationships that they have and the like involvement of the gods and the story of like what the hell is going on with these deities and all that stuff, I think it'll be a little bit easier. Like,
Oh yeah, I can't
more. And as we learn
to
stuff
put up-
like
get
that
into
is
the drama.
unrelated. Yeah.
I cannot wait for that, and just to see how opinionated one little dragonborn can be.
Yes. Or even, you know, if we get to a point where it's less dramatic and there's less, you know, history and lore that you're not caught up on, when you can just, you know, that all of them can bond. Because right now it's hard. I don't think any of them are really at a point where they want to be like, oh, let's make new friends. I'm super open and excited right now. Like, we are closed off emotionally. We are stressed, and we are very happy to have Zalzi, but it's a weird time for everybody.
Maka has processed exactly 0 of what has happened to her since we started this whole thing.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
Yep, that checks out. That checks out.
Oh my goodness.
What about Maka? How has she surprised you, Jessica?
ooh, gosh.
Or how has she stayed the same? Either one.
I wasn't really sure what to expect with her going in, because when I kind of created her, I created her from a different character concept that I had, a very similar version of Maka, but she became something else entirely. So it's kind of been interesting seeing how she deviates from what my original like concept have been. She's a lot softer and more tender. Like I
But she would never show it. She would never admit it.
No. No. She, like, I knew going into it, she gave up a lot of herself, like, regardless. But, like, just the little ways that she's been doing it, I guess, if that makes sense, have been surprising. Like, just because it's, like, she just makes so many moments a lot more tender than they have any right to be.
Yeah. It's so unfair.
Guilty.
You're like, oh, she makes them tender. Oh, it's all her. But you're like, nope, I'm leaving a flower here, and I'm giving you a flower, and we're gonna write a little note, and we're gonna do all these cute things, and we're gonna like have hugs, and we're gonna cuddle with Paulo. Like,
yep,
Maka, you're a tender bitch.
She is.
Accept it.
She doesn't realize it. The problem is she can give it. She just can't accept it in return.
Oh, she cannot take it.
Mm-mm. And I'm excited to see how if that's gonna change or if that's gonna stay.
Oh.
What about Leo?
Leo, I was thinking about this. The one thing that I'm really surprised by is how emotional of a person he is. Because when I created him, my concept was this super put together, like very calm, cold, like closed off, but can turn the charm on and off when he needs to. Oh, hi Disco, we love you, we miss you, we kiss you. Connor's in the chat.
I love it. Hello, baby.
So, yeah, he was supposed to be this super put together, very precise, very analytical person all the time. And I don't know if it's just because he is so out of his element right now. Ever since leaving his library and his schooling, he's just been like out in this weird space where he doesn't really know what he's doing with himself, or it's been stressful situation after situation, but he's been reacting to everything with such deep emotion, and there is no gray for him, despite him being gray. There is no gray for him. It's all black and white. So
I have been picking up on that a lot more lately.
Yeah, everything for him is one way or the other way, and that's it, and that's how I feel about it, and I am going to die by that, basically. He's so emotional, and it's driving me crazy. I don't want him to be, but it's fun. I love it.
He's just a tendy little tiefling.
He's a little bastard.
I love him.
He feels everything so strongly. And he tries to hide it and thinks he does a pretty good job at it, but apparently not. He does not. Maybe at one point in his life he did, but there's just so much going on right now.
Truly. Thank you, Connor. Oh, love you, baby.
Oh, Connor. In the chat.
In the chat.
Oh, I saw those questions. Yes, so we have those, and I have my list of questions. Yeah. So, did we get is also you talked a little bit, but has there been really anything that surprised you so far that you've done?
That I've done?
In game, yeah, like or are you sticking with the pretty well thought through, like everything's very not decisive, very considered?
I'm really just kind of going with the flow. It's almost like I'm improvising as I go. But
wow, it's almost like this is an improv game or something.
Right? Wow.
Amazing.
Almost. It's so close, guys.
Yeah, wow.
Damn.
With your guest.
I haven't. I wouldn't say my character's really been surprising me, because it's still a bit of the early stages. So, and I'm obviously not rushing things. I did come in at a time where, there's a lot going on and whatnot, and taking it all in and such. But I feel like when I can get my character to open up more and get them to, show more of themselves, I think I may surprise myself with what I can do with them. But as for right now, they're kind of just following along with the best of their ability.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. We're so excited to see where Zalzi goes.
I'm excited to see where my own character goes and in my seat when we're going.
So
I'm
fun.
like,
Uh-huh. Yeah. If you at any point realize that you're beginning to lose control of him and you're like, wow, this is not who I thought this character would be, go with
That's
it.
how you know you're playing D&D right.
Exactly. When the character takes a life of their own.
Once you lose control of them, you're doing it right.
Yep.
it's kind of what something like what I'm waiting for is for something like that to happen, and just I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm eager and excited, but right now they're just a little baby man.
Oh,
Best.
Little baby mom.
out in the
Yeah, because
world.
what I know we've discussed this among ourselves, but for age-wise, technically, comparatively speaking, obviously years, actual years lived versus maturity level because of the length of the races. But,
Yeah.
Dalsey's the baby of the group, technically, is Mark,
Yes.
isn't he? Yeah, and
Yeah.
Maka's the
Pretty sure.
technically the oldest.
Yeah, because what is Zalzi? Zalzi's 24?
Yes.
Okay, and what's the Dragonborn lifespan? Oh?
In the world of Yondor here, Dragonborn do have an extended lifespan. They can live anywhere from 200 years to what my estimate was. I think almost 700 or 800.
Oh, so Zalzi's baby.
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 When I was making them and looking over at information and such, I kind of sat there and thought about their age for a bit, thinking, where do I want them to be at this stage when they go into this? And there was a little bit of back and forth, but I decided to make them a bit on the younger side. I felt like that could have been more interesting, as they, a lot of this experience can shape them, so they're very able to be molded.
Yeah.
Which means
Like
there's
Very
a lot
impressionable. Impressionable young lad.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it makes sense. And then Leo's at an clearly impressionable in a different way because
Yeah.
he's younger on the younger side too, right?
Yeah, Leo's
Ish.
Leo's 26 in a race where I think how they give you the point of reaching adulthood. I think the adulthood age is 20 or 22. So a little older
he's
than
Right.
or right, a little younger than 26 in human years, but definitely still figuring his shit out. Is an adult, but probably shouldn't be.
Whereas Maka's kind of the equivalent of her early mid 30s.
Mhm.
So she's kind of had some of the life experience and is now going out and sharing it with others.
Man, Zalzi really is baby.
Mm-hmm.
But Disco went through puberty during the game, so
Oh,
That is true.
two babies.
yeah, Disco, because I think Disco is timeline-wise about the same age as Maka, but weird because Verdant are weird. No, because Maka's in her hundreds. Disco's
Disco's a
40?
little, yeah. We don't have a confirmed age on Disco yet, I don't even have a confirmed age on Disco yet.
Disco
been
probably doesn't
around.
have. Disco probably doesn't have a confirmed age on Disco. If I had to guess.
Exactly.
Disco is disco.
They're just adult-ish.
They're tall now. Hey, that's all that
They are
matters.
tall now. They are. They've reached their full potential.
And their full potential, they decided, was just taller than Leo.
Just a little taller than Leo.
Speaking of,
Yes.
excuse me, sir. Speaking of disco, a little off topic, but
Mhm.
something I kind of realized is it did. Like, what surprised you about your character? Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
now I kind of remember a little something.
Oh, that one. Yes.
It's very small, but I thought that Zalzi would attach themselves more to Maka because that's who they met and kind of, in the beginning. It did kind of surprise me how much they seem to be leaning a bit towards Disco.
Disco's got that energy.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Disco. Yeah, because it makes sense that you would think that he and Maka would bond because Maka gave him the gift and all of that. Like,
Exactly.
here, have this necklace right away.
Yeah.
Like,
Maka is
no
important
questions
to them,
asked.
but I think Disco has been a bit impressionable on them.
Oh no!
I don't think they would have chosen. I definitely don't think they would have chosen to drink out of the pools on their own. But
Oh.
Ooh.
observing and seeing what Disco does and thinking maybe I could do that.
Oh, this is dangerous. Oh
Yeah. It could
And
go
we
wrong.
thought- And we thought Zalzi was going to be the moral compass of the group. I think it's back to be Maka.
Oh no.
Yeah, like
Oh boy.
they are very impressionable.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll be logical and emotional and do their best, but at the same time, it's not like they're infallible to being swayed to surprising directions by those around them.
Yep.
All you gotta do is convince them, and it might take a bit less than you think, depending.
But maybe a little bit more after your last experience with the ether.
Maybe a bit more, yeah. It's one of those things where you're I've never done this before. It could go wrong, but maybe not. But we don't know until I try it.
Oh no. Oh
That's
no.
true,
This is
because Zalzi was the one to suggest that Disco use the wand that almost petrified
Yes. That is true. I forgot about that. Oh, this is horrible because it's such a perfect parallel to us like taking the freshman out to his first party, and you're like, "Here, drink this," and you're like, "Okay."
It's real, yeah. That's really what Disco and Leo are to Zalzi. And Maka is just the grad student. Well, Leo's a little different, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like-
Leo didn't do that. Leo's
but Leo's the one who's trying to, drown Disco. So,
it was funny
as a
though.
prank. See? So there's all that kind of energy going on, and Maka's just over there like the grad student trying to keep her undergrads in line.
Oh, you do love your college AU.
It's just so good.
Parallel is just so perfect.
It makes sense, yeah. All right. Yeah,
Very
what are we
good.
thinking? Do we want to do some more lighthearted character questions now that we've gotten into the deep shit?
Do a couple of
Indeed.
those. Yeah.
Do you want me to roll, or does someone want to roll, or should I just pick fun ones, lighthearted ones?
Just. Well, you know what? This is a D&D.
Yeah,
stream
let's each.
podcast.
We should each roll. We should each roll.
Oh,
Each
each
one of
roll
us
and then
roll.
okay. I have to go get my dice. They're over there.
If you have it. If you don't, you don't have it.
I can use this beautiful.
Or I can just roll because you can use your tower.
I can use the tower! Well, I would be able to, but I put the final layer of sealant in there, so.
Are we rolling on the chart that Connor sent us, or are we rolling on my running chart? Either one works for me.
You do it on the one that Connor sent.
Yes.
Because that way we can kind of go back and forth, mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
Indeed. Let's do a couple of those.
Okay, and we'll just do 1 through 20 since there are more than 20 on those.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna roll my arcane blast die.
Oh, yes. Oh, where's my archfiend kiss dice?
I'm gonna use the one that has a flower in it. The fancy one. Ooh.
Ooh.
So are we rolling each questions for ourselves, or are we each rolling a question that we're all going to answer?
We should all answer them if we want to. Obviously, if it's a question that you don't feel comfortable with asking or answering, you don't have to. But
Take turns on who rolls.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to refill my drink quickly.
Oh, yeah.
okie dokie.
Do you guys want to take a break in between all of this? Like just a short, 5-minute break for everybody to go get stuff and do the thing.
It's up to you.
We could. And I need to find my special dice. Where did they go? Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's my Forlon dice. Yeah. Ooh, that would be fun. Who wants to ask questions of the deities?
Yeah.
Everything is on the table. Nothing is prohibited. Everything is allowed. Is that how that saying goes? I don't know. I should know because I'm a big Assassin's Creed nerd, but apparently I don't fucking remember. Where did they go?
I was busy eating a bunch of chips, but I also really like Assassin's Creed. That's crazy.
We did.
Oh,
We did put a question in the chat. Or did you just see that too?
I just did. Go ahead, ask it.
What is the Well, everybody's looking for dice and rolling for the other character question.
Yes.
What is the wildest thing to happen in the campaign so far?
Should we each answer for ourselves?
Yes.
What we think is the wildest? Okay.
Yes.
I have to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Good
God.
question.
Yeah,
Very
you can.
good question.
Yeah, you can answer. Obviously, Jesus, from a DM perspective or from one of your NPCs.
God. Where do I begin?
Ooh. We've had some wild stuff go down.
There's so much. Oh, I found them. I put them in here with the Naldok dice.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because of course I did.
Of course. That's why I got that set. Is it the colors? They're red and black and gold.
I know. Okay.
You have an answer?
I have an answer for me, yes.
Go for it, because I'm still
The
debating if I
wildest
want to
thing-
get.
I guess I'm doing it from in character. From Leo, the wildest thing that's happened to him in the past couple of weeks since he joined this group. And that would be the conversation that he had with Dianea when they were at Coralon's pools. We didn't go into this too much during the recap, but basically he learned that he was chosen as a vessel for her to help her regain her memories, which we talked about a little bit last session. But how do I say this without giving too much away? He was under the impression that he was her student for one reason, and she revealed that it was actually something else. He thought that she was unconnected to his former teacher, but basically she told him, no, I am friends with your former teacher. I told your former teacher that I needed you, and they gave you to me. So that was the wildest thing, the wildest moment of this campaign for him so far.
That is a good one.
That is a good one. Oh God, there's been so many for Maka. I don't know where to start. like, and for different reasons too.
Yeah.
Like, I
there's
mean,
a lot.
funny wild, like amusing wild was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I guess
Her
wild can go a lot of
next-
ways, so.
It can.
Um,
It can be interpreted.
yeah. There's probably 2 moments I think I would say that were like the wildest in terms of having the most effect on her, and that would be, one was meeting Coralon and having
Yeah.
her,
Yeah. Oh my
she
god.
had no idea who what this connection even was, and then all of a sudden she walked into the grove and sees her god sitting in front of her and comforting her, and it was a lot for her to process.
And that's only one of the craziest thing that's ever happened to me was meeting my god.
And the other one was when, well, there's multiple, but I think that have had, in terms of having the most effect on her
Mhm.
overall, was walking down to the pools and seeing Vilya petrified.
Yep.
And that just put a lot into perspective for her, seeing this woman that she cared a lot about, like, completely turned to stone and, like, suddenly, like,
Well, not completely.
Yeah.
To be fair.
not completely, but, like, in the process of it,
But,
like,
like-
and healing from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely could have been completely turned to
Yeah.
stone.
Could have been.
Exactly. Yep. If we had it come in when we did.
It would have been a whole other narrative at that point.
But also there was the whole full Molly, and then there was the whole, you know,
Full Molly.
hooking up with him. It's just all her experiences have been multiple partners. Like,
Yes, there-
she's just
Oh yes.
she's had a different kind of wild ride on the side.
Maka's having her time.
Maka's out here living her best damn life. Well, trying to, anyways.
Me too.
Oh,
Not doing
Lord,
too
you
bad.
have been known.
What about for Halsey? Yeah.
Wildest thing to happen.
Other than meeting us.
Other than,
other than becoming a part of this group.
well, damn, there goes my answer. No. Wildest thing to happen thus far would actually be some of the recent stuff. Was being on the island. It's kind of a everything happening at once kind of thing. Between finding a dragon's nest and seeing the eggs, being found out by that dragon right after they just tripped balls from choosing a poor time to drink from the pools.
Yeah, that was a moment. I meant to ask, like, how are they recovering from that?
They've definitely got a lot on their mind as they kind of came down from it. And there's this when they saw the party taking sips from the pool in the big old cave, part of them kind of wanted to do it again, because I mean the vision was a lot, but at the same time they kind of want to, I don't know, if maybe they want to see if they can find more or see more.
Yeah.
But there's obviously the hesitancy because not only did it affect them a lot, but then also something really bad happened right after they did. So it's definitely got their head kind of spinning in a way, and they've got a lot of questions.
And we haven't had a moment to relax and breathe, and like,
Yeah,
Nope.
we've been going since then.
just kind of going and going.
To be fair,
It's the
in
boat
game
ride
that
from
happened like
the island was-
that happened like an hour and a half ago in game.
Yeah. The boat ride between islands was only like 20 minutes, if
It
that.
was like 10 or 20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah,
I know it wasn't long enough for a short rest. That's all I know.
And it was not long enough for Maka to go get another drink.
I imagine while the family drama type stuff was going on in the cave where everybody was getting angry. Them minding their own business in a corner, just kind of trying to process.
That's
You know,
fair.
Okay.
my eyes are closed. I do not see what's going on. I'm just gonna kind of think, this ain't my business.
Oh, sweet lad.
We're giving him trauma.
I know. I feel so bad.
No, it's good. He needs it.
What?
D&D
let's-
character without trauma.
Can have a
Whether
little
it's past
trauma
or
as a
present.
treat.
Trauma is a treat.
Trauma, just a little sprinkle of it.
Spice things up, make it more interesting. Like, okay, alright.
And what about in your eyes, Cheese?
Oh
Doing-
God,
Ooh.
there's so many. The first one definitely being the fact that Darla did get an opportunity to be a complete badass in campaign, even if just for a second. It was so good. Like just. Oh God.
Yeah. So for the chat,
Oh.
Darla is a high-level enchanter, but also a gunslinger who has her own enchanted rifle and
Antimatter rifle, not just any.
basically, yeah, and is a wanted criminal who is not allowed to leave the country because she will be murdered if she is found by anyone outside of, because she stole the plans for the gun and brought it to Hussar.
Yes. She is a gunslinger war mage.
Yeah.
And fucking badass.
Yeah, we love her. But she's like a badass with very, like, has very feral energy when she wants to, but is also just the sweetest.
And I am determined for her and Maka to be best friends before the end of this campaign.
Best friends, is that what we're calling it now, Jessica?
And they wrote letters to each other almost monthly, and
Right.
with soothing words, they often called upon each other in
Right.
terms. They were
Signed with all my love. Historians will see them as the best of gal pals.
Truly.
That one was definitely a cool one. That whole fight was honestly really cool.
That
As
was a
like
fun one.
my second only D&D fight that I managed, even though it was rough and choppy, it was still cool as hell. Like that was the second time ever that I had run combat as a DM.
It was
And that was a
fun
long
because
one, too.
strategic
It was.
and- Yeah.
It was.
We started out with the kobolds in that one, and then the dragon landed, and you're like, and that's what we'll pick up next time. We were like, no. And you're like,
True,
okay,
yeah.
fine.
Oh, we were too
Okay,
fighty.
fine. You can kill a dragon
Hell of
too.
a career. I love tormenting you guys with dragons, in case you haven't noticed.
Is that why you brought Zalzi in?
Ah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Evil
Yeah.
lad.
Surprise! Zalzi is the BBEG. Dun, dun,
Mhm.
dun. No.
Not surprised.
Evil lad.
Evil lad.
Baby boy. Evil lad. I would say that one was definitely the first one. And that was just so good. I would say the second one, not necessarily the wildest, but one of the ones that I think I'll always remember is Coralon sitting by the pool with Maka to show her the memories that the pool
Oh my
does.
god. Oh no.
That was my
cried.
first net 20 of the campaign.
It was. It was. And you watched that lake, and it was incredible. And that scene is so.
It's
I
beautiful,
visualized it. I visualized it so much. Like I could see it happening as I was describing it.
Mm-hmm. It was very visual. It was lovely.
It
I
was.
I will ever forget that moment in particular. Like, I wish we had been streaming at that point because it would have been such a memorable moment. But
Well, I do have the recording of that.
we do. But it's just, that was truly one of my favorite moments campaign-wise so far.
That was a good one.
Like, that's top 10.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of conversations and a lot of really good ones that definitely rank on that list. But I think that one in particular is really good. Because that was a big stepping stone, not only for Coralon, but also for Maka.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
It was just such a cool scene. Just all of it, just like the dice told the story, and they wanted it to happen.
And I think you made me cry.
Oh, I definitely cried.
Yeah.
Heavy tears.
I fucking sobbed like a baby. Like, just
Oh yeah.
everywhere. Like, yeah, that was an emotional moment, and it was so good.
Mhm.
Oh, you guys have done some wild shit, but I think those two in particular were definitely
Those were good.
the standout moments.
Definitely.
All right.
I would say Disco getting stabbed by Tillian was a pretty good
Disco
one.
getting stabbed by Tillian was a
That's
pretty
pretty
wild
wild.
fucking no.
That was a good one.
Disco also brought that one onto themselves. So
Okay.
that was only partially wild.
But we thought it was over. We thought it was done. We thought Tillian fixed it, and then, I know if Connor were here, that's exactly what he would say was his wildest moment. Was because he talks about that all the time. How crazy that was. How much we were just expecting to go downstairs and spar with Tillian and hang out and have a good time, and then the lords are there and they get try to murder Disco. They would have murdered Disco if Tillian hadn't convinced them otherwise. Toss their body into the astral sea. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, that was a
big one.
shaking moment for Disco.
Man, I remember writing out in when I was writing the summary of everything that had happened. Kind of like this last episode, just trying to put it into words, the emotion, but keeping it concise, because I'm just trying to give you the facts. I don't want this to be an hour and a half long summary.
Yeah.
But there was just no way to convey the emotion of what happened in that moment, because we were silent.
I feel like it almost affected Maka more than it did Disco.
I think it affected Disco. Yeah, I think it affected Disco more than they're letting on.
Yeah, but just because that was one of the many times that Maka dissociated right after that.
That was the first time.
It was the first time.
Yeah, that was the first time technically. Yeah,
in campaign.
In game,
anyway.
yeah. But yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, I think that one too, again, that one definitely surprised me. I wouldn't say that it's entirely wild, because it's not outside of Tillian's character or his jurisdiction to be cruel like that to a target, in essence, because he still didn't really know Disco that well. So he was given a task, given an assignment, but because, again, that connection with Maka, clearly this is somebody that she has a connection to, so I don't feel comfortable doing this. And he stood up for that fact. It definitely surprised me that he got very attached to your guys' group very quickly. And he wanted to be merciful, and he really did feel bad for it, for what he had to do. And that's one of the first times that he's really felt that way.
He's showing growth.
He's growing.
Neutral evil lad no longer.
No longer.
no longer.
So, again, that's one of the ways that he really surprised me, was no, he feels guilty about doing this. He really did. He felt horrible.
nice. I mean, not nice, but
God,
you know what I mean.
Jesus.
Nice.
You know what I mean.
Uh,
Anyway, questions, character questions.
yes. Okay.
How do we want to?
Oh, you can't say it. That's copyrighted. How do we want to start this?
How do you wish to proceed?
How do you wish to proceed? Let's just go across the row, across the bottom. Let's start with Jessica. What did you roll?
I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Which number 9 is for what in life do they feel most grateful?
Ooh.
Your character most grateful for.
Okay. Can I just ask? Are we revealing things in this? Are we getting a little deep and?
I would say that is up to you in terms of how much you are willing to reveal. Obviously, none of it is going. It's all meta.
Right.
Knowledge.
None of it's in-game knowledge. You're right. Okay. Maybe I'll reveal something.
It is entirely up to you how much you want to reveal to us, and if there are secrets you want to give or not.
Okay. I'll have to.
Craig,
Oh.
get in.
Hi, Craig.
Hello again, Craig. You missed my evil laugh, you bitch. No, it's fine.
Yeah. What is Maka most grateful for?
Maka is most grateful for the Blood Hunters, specifically Tillian and Co. and that whole gang. Because they've been there for her for a lot.
We'll finish these round of questions, and then I see a character question or a chat question that I want to answer. But we'll finish these first. Yeah, sorry. Did you want to continue that? Was there something else, or
Nope.
Nope. Just Tillian.
Tillian and Co. Her little family.
Oh.
Her little crime syndicate family.
Sometimes a family is just your fellow mafia members.
Please, for the quote wall. Please, for the quote wall.
It might be a little cliche for a real life person, but I think it's a little out of the box for a D&D character. Because Leo's probably most grateful for his parents.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't want to get too much in depth why, but there's obviously, because not only are they, it's his parents. They have a complicated relationship. Because who doesn't have a complicated relationship with their parents? Am I projecting? Maybe. That's fine. But he is very grateful for them and everything they've done for him, and in all the ways that they've supported him. And he just wants to support them back.
Cute.
Indeed.
Yeah, which is like, if a real life person said that, you'd be like, oh, that's super cliche. But for a D&D character to say that they're grateful for their parents and their parents are still alive,
That's rare.
that's rare.
It is. How wild is that shit?
I know, right?
God, we are all a bunch of fucked up weirdos, aren't we, when we play D&D?
Indeed.
Oh, that's a good bookshelf back there. May I just say?
Me?
No, Jessica. That's a good bookshelf.
Oh, that is a good bookshelf. I wasn't looking at the thing.
DVD
Mine is good
technical, but yes, it is a good one.
That's a good bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay. Next up is Alzi.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna go refill my drink really quick. I'll be RB.
Have fun, be safe.
So what they're most grateful for. I think I would also put it towards somebody the party doesn't know. Is their sort of mentor almost pseudo-parental figure. Because they took them in and taught them a lot and helped them figure out their whole druidy stuff. So they're really grateful for the connection that they had with this person. They're very close and such.
I hope I'll get to meet them at some point.
Me
I
too.
hope so too.
Sorry, I was just posting on on Tumblr a link to be like, hey, come in and Q&A is happening right now. And I saw a post that made me laugh, cry a little bit. Furbolgs are to gender what tieflings are to gay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That
Yeah,
is fair.
that is fair. That's
Because
fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
I definitely just literally this afternoon made a non-binary Furbolg.
yep. Yeah. Anyways, while we wait for Cheese to come back, let's do the question from the chat. Which PC gives the best hugs? Yeah. For me, I feel like my immediate instinct was to say Disco, but honestly, I think it would be Zalzi.
Aww.
Just because I feel like with Zalzi, it would take you a minute to like get warmed up to the point where you're ready to give a hug, but then once you do, it's like that is the hug. Like you take your time, you're ready for it, and you're like, "Yep, this is it. This is like I am prepared. I'm gonna give you the best damn hug of your entire life."
Yes, I love it. It's good.
That
I
is
feel
my
like
vote.
Disco is the one that the best kind of hug in the sense of like the person you would run up to and leap into their arms for a big old hug that like would swing you around in a circle and all that.
Oh,
yeah.
Whereas Zalzi, if you just want to come in just for a little, just kind of like lean into them and get the big tender hug like that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that Zalzi would be perfect for.
I actually kind of agree with that. Like, because Zalzi's hugs would be, that kind of firm, not too hard, but you are being held.
Right. Like, let me compress your body.
Exactly.
I feel like he's just so large. It's not like
I feel like Zalzi and Balo give similar hugs.
Yeah.
Like how Balo just swaddled Maka up and held her.
But
I feel like that is something that Zalzi would do if he felt really comfortable with somebody.
Right. Yeah, Balo feels more like a mix between Disco and Zalzi, and that like he's the big and he'll just grab you and like completely encompass you, but he's like super enthusiastic about it. But Zalzi's like, I am doing this with purpose. You are going to receive a hug. I am going to give you a hug, and you are going to enjoy this hug.
It will be nice.
And the other two, the other two are just too emotionally constipated for us. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Under the right circumstances, they can, but
I mean, they'll give a hug. I just don't think either of them would give great hugs.
It'd be that kind of awkward, stiff kind of hug.
they're
Right,
just
like
acceptable hugs.
like
with
hug
Maka.
that like two like 20-something-year-old brothers will give each other.
Sibling hugs.
But like two straight brothers specifically.
Give that nice pat on the back.
Oh,
Like-
it's good to
Like
you.
the hug where they don't actually you put your arms around each other, but you don't actually touch anything
That is-
except patting the hand on the back.
100% Leo.
Yeah.
I feel like
100%.
Maka probably would give good hugs to people that, like certain people,
Mm-hmm.
if she feels comfortable enough to let down her guard. The key is whether she will let down her guard or not.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a super stiff hug otherwise, but if she trusts you enough to kind of like just lean into it, then
Yeah.
She better not be giving Tilly and her Ballo no like side stiff hugs. No, great happening right there.
Considering when they said goodbye to them last, Maka literally ran up and jumped up on Ballo's back.
Yes. Oh. I miss them. All right, Cheese. Who's your vote for the PC that gives the best hug?
PC that gives the best hug. I do agree, but I think just subsequently, like, out of everything, I think it just has to be Disco. Because 10 out of 10, Disco is just warm and cuddly, and they just like cuddles and affection.
That's true.
So it's just like, I'm sorry, but they have the most experience.
Most experienced hugger. No, I agree that Disco is most likely to give a hug and definitely gives good hugs. But Zalzi gives better hugs.
I do like because for me it is up in the air. It's between the two because both, I would imagine, have a bit different hugs, but both are like extremely excellent hugs.
Yeah, depends on what kind of hug you need.
Exactly.
Do you need, like, big, excited, like, being scooped up hug, or do you need, like, hi, I'm sad and I need to be held hug? So we have a hugger for every situation. That's great.
Yeah.
We do.
For the last question, do you want for the what is your character grateful for?
Oh,
Do you want to answer that as an NPC?
Or as a DM?
Or we can roll for it.
Preview of the NPC roll chart.
Ooh.
Electric Boogaloo.
Heck yeah!
Everyone pick a number between 1 and 4.
1 and 4? 4.
Yes.
Inclusive? 4.
2.
Sozy.
I'm thinking with my mind's eye. I choose 3.
I got 2. Maka. Wait,
Yeah.
you're not Maka right now. You're Jessica. Jessica.
I mean, same difference. Same difference.
Please roll me a d20. I will allow you to choose.
Ooh.
Roll a different d20 than the one I rolled for the other one. Oh, let's use this one. That's pretty. 16.
Ooh. Ooh. This is not an NPC you guys have met yet.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, well?
Ooh, I gotta get into this headspace here. I'd say most grateful for what I do have in the impending future. Because as much as I would love to do what I know I need to right now, I have to be patient, and I am grateful for that as well. But mostly for what it holds. Should, hopefully, the people that do stand in the way stop being so stubborn.
Evil.
And then leave you with that.
Evil. Evil. I knew it the minute they were British. They're evil.
I hope they are, but I love them already.
I know. Well, when you first started, I was like, Molly? For a second, it was like, Molly? Is that you?
Really? Oh, damn!
Just like for the first 2 words, and then I was like, just kidding, it's British, not almost Irish.
It's not almost Irish. Oh, not quite. I haven't worked on my Molly voice in quite a long time, but hey.
Okay.
I'm a responsible adult and having cereal for dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, I am
bacon I'm munching
next.
on in honor of Maka.
Oh, good for
Nice.
Maka. Let's see, where did Connor post that? Oh, I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
So the question is, do they fear aging?
Ooh. Interesting.
How does everyone feel about getting old? This one's pretty easy for me, so I can answer it right away if everyone wants to think. Leo hasn't thought about it. He's living in the moment. He's not scared of it.
He's still in that young early 20s phase.
Kind
Invincible.
of. I mean, yeah, he's invincible, but also he has his goals in mind, and to him they're all obtainable, and he hasn't thought beyond that in a way. But also, a lot of his mentors have been, I shouldn't say a lot of, his old teacher had, they were an archmage, so they obviously weren't young. Dionea is older in, archfey year. I mean, she's not old.
She's like 10,000 years old.
Okay. Okay.
Age-wise,
Her current body, I mean. Yeah.
She looks like she's probably in like her 40s.
Okay. But is hundreds of years old in this body. And so he's not scared of it. He looks at age as a sign of experience. But he also kind of thinks of himself as beyond that. Like, oh, I don't need age to reach that level. So yeah, he's not scared. Yeah.
Maka is not scared of it or anything personally for herself. She just doesn't like it in the sense of she knows she's going to outlive a lot of people that she cares deeply about. And that's the part that has her. She hasn't sat and thought about it deeply, but if she did, I feel like that's where she would be. She wouldn't have a problem with herself aging. It's everybody around her aging that she would be more concerned about.
Oh, we've talked about this. We've talked about what CR character are you most like? And for Maka, it was mostly Vex. But now that's whole ass Keyleth there.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
yep.
I love.
It's really a little Keyleth and Caduceus vibes mixed together right there.
Yep.
But Caduceus is fine with it. That's the thing.
True.
Caduceus is where do you want your grave plot to be? I'll set you.
Cool. As long as you're here with me, you'll be here with me. You're fine.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the outliving all of your friends part, yes, that
Yes.
part is correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm not ready to think about it yet.
We're level 5. We're fine.
We're fine.
Okay. Zalzi.
Alright, so kind of like with Maka, it's less of the aging itself per se. Obviously nobody likes getting to that point where they're not as energetic and spry as they used to be when they were just a youngin'. But what would bother them about aging is what you do in that time over the course of those years. They're afraid of not being able to reach their potential.
Oh.
Wow.
They are
Ooh.
very afraid of being... Would I say being a disappointment? Would that be the right word to put it?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big fear for them. Less of the numbers, but more of what you do with those years.
More
Someday, he and
reaching.
Maka are going to have a conversation about this.
Wow, I was not expecting to get that tonight. Oh.
That is some deep, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love because
That's
I
zesty.
have gotten a little bit of that vibe from Disco.
Mhm.
Not quite in the same way, but more of a, Disco is more of, there's so much to experience and I want to experience everything and do everything, and like what's an experience that I can have? Let me have it.
Almost like as if they're afraid of missing out on
Yeah,
something.
it's a little bit of FOMO.
Like
Exactly.
Oh my
But
god.
wow. Oh, I feel like I just got to know Zalzi so much better now. Oh,
That's a fun one.
that was
tasty.
good. Yeah, that fear of like reaching your middle age and looking back and seeing, or like saying,
really do
what have I
anything.
done with my life?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that way.
You're not middle aged. Shush.
I'm almost 40.
You're fine.
Nonsense.
You're doing fine.
Oh, that was so spicy. Yeah.
That was good.
Yes, you can, Zev. You can see our sheets.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Yes.
And you can definitely see the wizard Galileo one. I realized that right away. I was like, damn. Definitely a wizard. Level 5 wizard here, baby.
Yeah, super normal wizard shit here. Yeah.
That's fine. If people want to see that, they can see that. It's fine.
Yeah.
And it's only a matter of time to come out of game anyway.
What will?
Yeah.
The fact that Leo's a wizard?
Yeah.
Wizard?
Wizard?
I mean, he is technically a Whizlock.
He's something. He's something, all right.
Something. So, I mean, neither of the statements are true or incorrect. Like, they both apply.
It's fine. He's fine. He's
Like
chill.
all boxes that are applicable.
Dudes, how are we rolling for NPCs this time?
Everybody pick another number between 1 and 4.
4.
I will abstain since I won quote unquote the last one. Even though it's just a matter of I get to roll.
So do we roll again, or do we stick with
No.
the
Number.
same-
Pick a number.
Pick a number. Okay. 2.
2.
So, everybody's just... 4.
Hey!
Hey,
I
rolling
roll?
20. Yes.
6.
Ooh, hey, this is a friend.
Friend.
A creepy friend.
Oh,
Please!
what's his name? Silva?
I thought you said creepy and we immediately all
Yeah,
were like,
what's his first
Oh,
name?
that's so
Tallhouse.
excited. Yes, Soulful Tallhouse.
Soulball. Oh, this is a creepy friend. We like him.
We love him so much.
Oh, I feel like this is a really good NPC for this question.
It's funny you put it that way. Because growing old is not a concern. It's such a small headspace to be in. To believe that the world eventually comes to an end. Just because you come to an end. I don't truly feel that way. Existence will always be as it is. But suppose till death do us part. I live as I live. Whatever damned existence that is.
I love him. I love him. So a little backstory. We delivered mail to this guy. That's how we met this guy. No, so the Talhouts are a family out of Kaldev, the city where Leo is from, who have a history of being... Their family has a tainted history in the city. Yeah, taint.
Wait, I was being dirty.
Listen,
God damn it!
I am a prepubescent boy. Okay, let me be.
No, I'm so proud of you for going through puberty to Electric Boogaloo, but still.
Boogaloo. So I'm sorry. So the house that the Blood Hunters were investigating when they got petrified was the Talhout Manor, which had been abandoned in Kaldev for many years, and their family had been known to do like demonic summonings and things like that. And Solval, is the last known living member of the family. There's definitely some more history with the family and more to find out, but definitely super creepy, definitely super demonic, and definitely super obsessed with death. And
we were really the party was really creeped out by
it was
and
so
then we
good.
went and we talked to the person who gave us the assignment, and discovered that he's basically just kind of a loner. So just go and mock him immediately. He needs a friend. I think we need to make him a friend. We need to go talk demons with him.
They were all creeped out. Leo was super interested by him and was like, oh man, this person's interesting. Everyone else was freaked out.
I threw Leo in as an example of who to go talk to.
Yeah, and then
I just think about like the like TikTok where it's the Grim Reaper walking in. Hey, I'm coming to steal you. Are you guys playing Candyland? Like that's so cool. Can I join?
I can see it.
Oh boy.
I do not know this reference, but I understand what you're saying.
Oh my god,
exactly.
The video. I'll send it to you. It's so funny. Please.
Oh, I have TikTok. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Zalsi, what's your roll?
Of the 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Got the question?
19. Which one is that?
19. Ooh, do they have a life's purpose that they strive towards? What is that purpose?
Oh,
We're going for
goodness.
tonight.
Damn. We were like, let's do some fun character questions now.
What do you think about aging? What are you grateful for? What's your life purpose?
Wow.
Oh, these are some just really,
Well, they're supposed to be. They're deep questions to fall in love with someone.
I need some of this whiskey here first before I answer this.
Yeah, I realized because I got up to make another drink, but I forgot that when I made my first drink, I made 2 and just left the other in the fridge.
That was convenient.
Well, it was until I forgot I made the first or the second
now
one.
it's not frozen anymore.
No. It's just that I forgot I had another drink pre-made, so I made myself another one. So I still have another drink in the fridge.
that sounds like a win and not a problem.
That sounds like the opposite of a problem to me.
It does.
Actually, like the opposite of a problem. Riley getting a little slouched.
No, I'm making them fizzy. I'm making them fizzy, so they're not too heavy.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. That's fun though.
Well, I'll answer first because it's easy.
Yes. Okay.
Because she doesn't really have one. Well, that's not true. She kind of does and kind of doesn't. She's kind of her life's purpose is just understanding. like this whole thing with Corla and trying to figure out, you know, certain things. Like she's never seen anybody like her in the sense of the part tiefling, part Eldred. Like she's just trying to sort stuff out. Just like learning. Her life's purpose is like basically just knowledge. Like she doesn't care about accolades and all of that. She just kind of wants to make people proud, as she said to Coraline.
Oh, it's funny because I was going to reference my counter to that in my answer.
I had a feeling you were, and that's why I wanted to bring that up specifically.
Yes. Oh, but we love her.
Yes.
Zalzi, what do you got?
Oh boy.
It's a big one. You rolled for it, buddy. It's all
I know.
yours.
I really chose a bit of a hard-hitting one. Oh dear.
In the words of
All
Ashley
right.
Johnson, I summoned this bitch and now I'm gonna end her.
I surprisingly kind of know how to respond to this.
Mm.
Yeah.
Zalzi in the house tonight.
It in a way, what's interesting is it almost ties a little bit into the last question of their fears.
Okay.
So, their life purpose and what they strive for, well, their purpose is it's something that they're kind of looking for. It's why they were traveling out how they were. They were trying to, in a way, like, you know, they wanted to find themselves and figure out, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to give to the world? What is my purpose? Because they in a way they kind of feel a bit lost, which again, you know, it's the whole reason we're out here doing this. I'm coming up at a loss of words. I had it for a bit there.
No, yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
You're good.
it's a relatable experience for everyone, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is personally one of my favorite things about Zalzi is that he is not this, you know, he might be a 7 foot tall blue dragon humanoid, but he's still so relatable to everyone.
I wanted to make a relatable character too. I mean, it's always nice to have one of those, and it's a bit easier to work with them too. It's like, oh, this is relatable. I know where to go with this. All right.
That's why Maka's the way she is. She's very similar to me in a lot of ways.
One of the issues that Zalzi would have is, I don't know if I'd say that they can be a bit of a wallflower, but they're not great with taking up a leadership role. They're not great with approaching others, sort of like the making friends kind of situation, even though they made a bit of a motley crew of friends here.
You just happen to walk into a group of 3 high charisma folks.
Yes, this is true.
So we just kind of dragged you in more than.
Yeah, we're like, nope, you're ours now.
It's what I like about the group, though, and seeing where this is going, and also making them an impressionable character is seeing how this can force them to open up and actually see what they can become and turn into from this. So they can step out from kind of the back where they, you know, are feeling like they're just observing everything and actually get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And figuring things out and where they're supposed to go with this.
Yeah.
And I am emotional about this character.
Oh, good. That's
Good.
Yeah.
What about Leo?
Oh, I was gonna say something about Zalzi. I was gonna
go
follow
for
up, but I forgot it, so I'll
Oh, no.
remember it later. I'll remember it later, and we'll come back to it. I feel like Leo's purpose in life is just to be everything that he can be. You know, oh wow, I'm having that moment where you look at your character and you're like, no, this is a totally different person, but then you look at yourself and you're like, haha, JK.
My goodness.
We are different. There's some projection happening, but that's D&D.
I literally just admitted to big time projection, so you're fine.
Yeah. So Leo looks at himself and sees all the potential in the world, and his purpose in life is basically to see how far can I go? What can I do? What boundaries can I push? How good can I be? And, you know, how can I change the world? So yeah, like, you know, there was a moment when we were at Corlan's pools, you know, that same conversation I talked about earlier, where almost simultaneously, Maka was having a conversation with Corlan saying, you know, I want to be your champion, essentially. Not in so many words, but I want to do what I can to help you, and I don't know how to do that, but I'll do what I can. And almost simultaneously, Leo was off in the woods having a conversation with Dionea, and his words were, "You better make me great." And her response was, "I'm not going to make you great. I'll make you go down in history." And that's just like, oh, the dichotomy between those two moments.
God, that scene gets
So good.
just a million chef's kisses.
It blows my mind every time, especially because going off topic a little bit. But at the beginning of the campaign, we came into this and we were like, wow, two nerds who like fancy shit, who are closed off a little bit emotionally. Like, did we make the same character? Like, oh my god, like,
Yeah.
like Maka and Leo are so similar. This is hilarious. And the more we get in, the more they're similar on the surface, but they're so different at heart, and they're clashing so much because I love it. I love it. They're the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
They'll always be the nerds. But they're kind of pissed at each other.
This is why the nerd dice roll so poorly.
Because there's no harmony right now.
There's no harmony whatsoever.
But yeah, that's Leo's purpose in life is,
Nice.
what can I do? Where can I go? How can I do something in the world that nobody has done before? I don't care what it is. I'm going to make it happen. Because I can.
Ah, the hubris.
Ah, the ego. Oh, it would be Leo. Like, it wouldn't be Leo without a massive fucking ego.
I like it. Well, I think at this point, Riley, you get to roll for the NPC to answer that.
I rolled last time. It's Elsie's turn.
Oh, that's all. Okay, yeah, I thought.
Which dice do I roll?
20.
The 20?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jessica, I keep looking at the chat and just seeing he taint.
Oh my god.
My legacy has been achieved.
Yes, the legacy is the taint.
I rolled a 17.
Damn, you're rolling well tonight. You rolled a 17 and a 19.
Indeed. Damn, we should be playing session, but no, another creepy NPC from your mail delivery.
Oh, what was her name? What was her name?
Alana Dryrun.
Yes.
Alana. Ooh, we love her so much.
What is the greatest? No. What was the question again? Sorry, I'm.
Your purpose in life, basically.
Yes. I couldn't remember if it was achievement or whatever. Yeah.
Purpose,
Sorry.
yes.
Hella disassociating right now. It's fine. It's all good. I'm trying to stay in the moment.
Okay, Maka.
It's been a long day.
That's fair.
It was a long day.
I figured we'd finish this question and then do the one that you rolled for, and then probably wrap up since we've been live for 2.5 hours now.
That's fair. That's pretty good. Unless anybody else in the chat has a couple of questions. If they want to throw in.
Any chat questions are free to come in, but otherwise we will probably wrap up shortly.
Indeed. My purpose in life. Well, I don't necessarily know that I have one. I have a job and responsibilities and things that I manage in my day-to-day, but purpose? Well, not really. I manage things. I suppose that's what I do. We love her. I hope you guys get to meet her again. I mean, like, I know eventually you're gonna.
Not super friendly.
No, she's not.
She shut the door on our face.
She's not friendly. She's a very mean person for a very good reason.
I like it.
Mm-mm. Okay, Dutes, what did you roll?
I did not yet. So, did we do number 5 already?
We did not. I had 6, but not 5.
Number 5. I get the lighthearted question. When did they last sing? To themselves or someone else?
Oh, I was just talking about.
You were?
Oh,
Dreams
it's
do
not
come.
like a big thing, but Leo has high charisma, which means just by default he has high performance. And I had determined that because of that, he probably has a decent singing voice. I don't, so I'm not going to try to replicate it ever. But, not trained, but just naturally decent voice. So I like to think he, hums to himself every once in a while. Just kind of, whenever he's getting something done, organizing books, or, whenever he's idly doing tasks. Just a little hum to himself. Nothing big, just maybe a song from his childhood or something. That's all. But it's funny because I was just thinking about this. I guess it was the other week when I was like, damn, Leo has high performance. What does he do with that?
Maka technically does from her circlet, but...
Yes, but that's new. So that's interesting to think about. So Maka got a circlet that grants her +5 to all charisma checks, specifically. And she bought that from Darla.
Dan, it's a crown. And she can change what it looks like at will.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's from the Feywilds.
Yes. So you do have a high performance, and you have relatively high charisma in general.
Yep.
Thoughts? It's a plenty.
Like that you said, you get the lighthearted question, but my brain immediately went somewhere that is absolutely not lighthearted at all.
Go there. Go there. Go there.
Do tell. Pray tell.
I would say that the last time she actually sung, full on, song, other than just, kind of doing the humming, whistling, kind of a thing, would have been to her ex, and she hasn't since.
Oh, oh, God.
Yep, there it is.
You wanted the lighthearted, and I brought it down.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Sticking with all of our same damn numbers here.
Well, we
Alright.
didn't hear Zalzy's.
Oh,
Didn't
wait.
hear Zalzy's
It
answer
was
yet.
Ozzy first.
Oh, no, wait. That's right. True. Look. Never mind. Psych. Zalzy.
Yeah.
Bring it back up.
Sorry.
What?
No, you're-
So, what exactly was the?
when was the last time that he sang?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know you just answered it, but I spaced. Like, my mind went
you're
blank.
good.
with it.
You're
Not
good.
that I didn't hear your answer, but
No, I get it.
Zalzy doesn't sing. Will enjoy hearing a good song, but doesn't sing themselves.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, not an exciting answer, but
Nope, that's okay.
It makes
it is
sense.
what it is. It just don't happen.
It's a
Hugs,
more
but doesn't
exciting answer
sing.
than my depressing answer.
Alright, dudes, what's your roll?
I got a 1 on the D4.
No, you go ahead and roll for NPC, because we already have.
We've each rolled.
I just think it's funny that worked out that way.
Yeah, it did. That is.
Oh! 15!
Oh, what?
That is Master Cause!
Master Cause. I love. Wait, who did we roll for? We rolled for one NPC we didn't know, and then 3 NPCs we delivered mail to.
Yes! It's hilarious that it worked out that way.
Incredible.
There was only one surprise here tonight,
Mm-hmm.
which you will know later campaign.
Oh, big yawn.
Heck yeah.
Master Cause, when's the last time you sang?
I gotta find his voice because it's so...
It's your old man Dragonborn voice.
No. But it's very hard to get into, I won't lie.
There he is.
There he is. Yes. I do believe the last time I sung a tune... It's quite early this morning. I often like to when I'm opening up the workshop in the morning.
Oh, I love him.
Why is there...
I want him to
Guys,
do
I love
magic.
him very much. We have a very important question from chat as well.
Indeed.
Why is everyone so cute?
Oh, are you
Wait,
talking about us or about our characters? Because the answer
I
is
don't
yes.
know.
The answer is yes. We are cute.
I do, to wrap it up as the final question, unless anybody else has
Yes.
any other questions.
No, go for it.
I am just curious. Other than like the whole what we came here to do in terms of finding scales and finding knowledge and all of that kind of deep character stuff, like what is one thing that just being on the islands, like for fun, that character would love to do?
Oh,
Like if you, like,
Mm-hmm. Like if
Like
this
for
is
Maka,
actually
it
our
is-
summer vacation, yeah.
like for Maka, it is go horseback riding on the beach.
Of course it is.
Horse girl.
girl.
Absolutely
Yes.
horse.
I expect nothing less, quite honestly, out of that answer.
There's no
Expected
surprise.
nothing less.
Mm-mm.
There's none.
Oh, this is a good one. Are we specifically talking like something that we want to do for fun on the island, or just anything that we want to do on the island?
If this was, like if Leo came up here on his own, not for a task, not for research, not for any of that, like if he had an hour to himself,
What would he do?
what would be his dream activity that he couldn't do elsewhere? Like that specifically related to these islands. It doesn't have to be, but you know what I kind of mean, like vacation mode.
Yeah,
Leo.
no, I figured it out. This isn't vacation mode, but something that he would specifically do at these islands: find a dragon and just have a conversation with them. An ancient dragon, and just have a conversation with them for an hour.
Interesting.
Very good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
This is Zalzi's home, though, so that's
Yeah. So I guess it's kind of like it's one of those like.
Yeah, is
All
there
right, you're
anything you
visiting
want to do
home.
while
What
you're
is the
home?
one thing like? Is there one thing you always do? Like, is this year like I went to Culver's the other day because it's what I have to do when I come home? Like,
Oh my
is there
god!
something
Oh my
new?
god, Culver's.
So would it have to be on the island specifically itself, or can it involve the water?
No, it can be
Just-
the water. Anything.
no, just like,
anything.
Well,
in the
we're
area,
if
yeah.
there's anything while we're here on this island that ideally Zalzi would want to do before we leave.
Very fun-wise type of stuff, something that pops into my mind, so I will just go with it. Is that being in the water, because the sand sucks, so let's actually get into it. And it's kind of a bit later in the day, so you don't have the sun beating down on you, frying you to a crisp. Just kind of vibing in the water,
I like it.
looking around at things below. Maybe you've got some reflections of some of the stars starting to show, hitting the water, and it's just all very pretty.
Oh,
Love it. I love it. So basically what I'm figuring from this is we have to go talk to a dragon and then go horseback riding at sunset and then go sit in the beach and go swimming at night.
We do have a beach barbecue planned.
It's true.
Have a beach barbecue planned.
Get some horses, get a dragon, and we're set. Yeah.
If you would like to answer that as well, Cheese, you can, but I don't know if that's
What would Lord
because we don't
Baron
really
do?
have anybody. Yeah,
have
that's
Lord
true.
Baron.
What does Lord Baron do when he's here?
Yeah.
Like for fun, other than research.
Usually when Lord Baron comes to Sensum Republic, he will either come by himself because he loves coming here, and there's one bakery on Monroe that he loves to go to.
Oh.
But anytime he goes, he has to pick up a wild berry Danish for Master Kaz.
Stop.
No. No. He is required to. Because if not, you don't want to see a grumpy wizard.
You do not want to see a grumpy wizard. You've been living with one for the past 3 weeks.
But take it as a really old man grumpy.
Yes, I know, I'm teasing. Yeah. No, you do not.
But yes, he always has to pick up a wild berry Danish. At least one, if not half a dozen.
Oh.
Love it.
And occasionally he'll get some other stuff for the other lords as well.
They're less important, though.
Yes. Friends, but you know,
Yeah.
his partner comes first.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's fair.
Alright. Well,
So cute.
why is everyone so cute? Answer in question. Or in question. Wow. Tequila. Answer
That's why
in
everybody's so
character.
cute. Tequila.
Why is everybody tequila? Oh no. In character. Maka, why are you so cute?
You want me to answer in character?
Yes, please. Not Leo asking, just someone
I know.
asking. Yeah. Leo would not ask
Well,
that.
well, I'm not.
Don't make me
Well, you-
come over there. I swear to
You wanted her to
God.
answer in character.
Oh,
Oh,
you are Maka. Maka,
Nonsense.
why are you so cute?
it's the flowers.
It is the flowers. You're right. Zalzi, why are you so cute?
Oh gosh. I feel like they wouldn't really be able to answer much. They just get very flustered.
Oh! That's why. But see, that's an
Absolutely
answer
why. That is perfectly an answer.
in and of itself.
Leo, why are you so cute?
I'm paying you to say that.
That was painful.
It was painful.
But
Did you expect me not to be?
You know, those are the 3 perfect answers. I'm not flustered, and of course I am.
And because I am. Oh. Well, thank you, everyone. This has been wonderful.
Fun.
We've been kind of, I've seen people hopping in and out of viewing throughout the night, but we're really grateful to everyone who was in the chat tonight, everyone who hung out with us. We love you all very much. But more than anything, me personally, I'm so grateful to have my friends here to hang out with me tonight and just have some good brain rot and talk about our characters because it was so fun.
Was.
We haven't done like a big group brain rot session in a really long time.
We haven't, and I kind of liked, not to surprise anyone here, but I kind of liked the fact that this was a structured brain rot.
It was. We like prompted
It
each
was.
other. We had good discussion.
We had discussions, we got through topics, we didn't get off. Getting off track is fun, but we got through a lot of shit.
We did. We were productive.
We got
We
got some good deep lore too.
I know. Man. The one thing about Zalzi, about him aging, that is going to. I'm going to be thinking about that one.
Wait. There better be some good brain rot in the general chat. I'm just saying.
Oh, it will be.
It.
Oh, it will be. We'll be talking.
Woo!
But yes, unless anyone has any last minute questions, comments, concerns. Thank you so much, everyone.
Hopefully
fun.
this one will actually have a recording of that.
Hopefully we'll have it recorded. Otherwise, we have Craig as a backup, and we will get this up on YouTube as soon as possible.
I did double check on our VOD settings, and it looks like it is doing the thing it's supposed to be doing.
Oh, good for you, Twitch.
Figured it out. Twitch is finally behaving itself.
Yes.
I had to beat up a couple of employees, but it's fine.
Oh, you beat them up? I did something else.
Oh my!
I'm teasing.
I'm
sorry.
I love it.
Yes, thank you. So we will be back next week with our regularly scheduled programming.
Yes.
And I think we can all agree shit's gonna go down, right?
Oh yeah.
We left off in a very dramatic moment, and that dramatic moment is going to be English. That dramatic moment has been postponed briefly because there's a fucking dragon coming. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens.
Indeed.
Can't wait to see you there.
Yep.
So,
Thank you, guys.
yes, have fun. Be safe. Eat some vegetables.
Water your plants.
Water your plants.
Yourself.
Go for a walk.
Reconnect with nature.
Reconnect with nature. Smell
Destroy
some
the
roses.
establishment.
Destroy the fucking establishment. Let's do that one. I like that one.
Get yourself a guillotine.
Ooh, are we doing that now?
Yes. Viva la revolution.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
We wanted a merch line.
You wanted a merch line. A merch line is right, you bitch, and Viva la Revolution.
But I'm gonna put like the Calician emblem on the back of it.
Yes.
Viva la revolution, and it's gonna be perfect.
I'm so excited. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week. Mwah. Kisses, love.
Many
Mwah.
sweetness. Love you guys so much. And as always, make sure that you check out the Twitter page for regularly
Oh,
posted
yes. Thank you.
and scheduling changes as they may occur or may not occur, but we will be as consistent as humanly possible.
Yes. At
yeah.
Yondurian.
At Young Jorian. Right. Indeed.
Mwah.
Wonderful close. We'll see you guys next week.